guys, you'll never guess what time it is. It's 6 a.m. 6. Yeah. Anyway, so Psalm 73. Ha 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 ha. I know many people love Psalms. So I'm going to just flip a flip. Where is Psalms? Why didn't I open it before? Maybe I was too excited to come and shoot. Where are you? Psalm 73? Oh, here you are. Yeah. So have you ever been in a place where you're just so frustrated and you just pour everything out to God? Have you? Well, I have so many times, and it happens a lot, which is pretty awesome, because he said to cast our cares with him because he cares for us. And you know, it's so bad to stay with so much clutter in your heart. To stay with so much uchafu in your heart, in terms of like the things you believe, and those frustrations, bitterness, offenses, jealousy, envy, everything bad. It's so bad to lust, to stay with so much dirt in your heart. Even him, he doesn't like that. And that verse that talks about guarding our heart above all else, because everything flows from it. Part of guarding your heart is not just, people think from guard your heart from guys or chicks or I don't know what, but even it's also about guarding your heart against such things as offenses, bitterness, everything bad really. So I love Psalm 73 in particular, because even we have experienced it. In Psalm 73, when you read it, it talks about David is talking about how let me read a bit. Surely God is good to Israel, to those who are pure in heart. But as for me, my feet had almost slipped. I had nearly lost my foothold, for I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. They have no struggles. Their bodies are healthy and strong. They are free from burdens common to man. They are not plagued by human ills. Therefore, pride is their necklace. They clothe themselves with violence. From their callous hearts come iniquity. The evil conceits of their minds know no limits. They scoff and speak with malice in their arrogance. They threaten oppression. Their mouths lay claim to heaven, and their tongues take possession of the earth. Therefore their people turn to them and drink up waters in abundance. They say, how can God know? Does the Most High have knowledge? Yeah, he has. This is what the wicked are like, always carefree. They increase in wealth. Surely in vain have I kept my heart pure. In vain have I washed my hands in innocence. All day long I have been plagued, I have been punished every morning. Now before I continue, David, he was the man after God's heart, yeah? And here we see him complain about some people who are not really after God's heart. They're the opposite of him, if anything. But him, he's going through so much. But them, they're prospering. They're not sick. They have so much. They are wealthy. They're so many things. And I love what he says here. And then he goes on to say from verse 15, if I had said I will speak thus, I would have betrayed your children. When I tried to understand all this, it was oppressive to me till this is the I love how with God there is you're going through this and this and this, but you're doing this and this and this, but God. So after King David amecomplain hivyo vyote, he says, till I entered the sanctuary of God, then I understood their final destiny. Surely you place them on slippery ground, you cast them down to ruin. How suddenly are they destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. As a dream when one awakes, so when you arise, O Lord, you will despise them as fantasies. When my heart was grieved and my spirit embittered, I was senseless and ignorant. Then I love this part. He says, I was a brute beast before you. I totally understand that part, because me, when I'm frustrated and I'm pouring my heart out to God, hey, it's never pretty, by the way. It never is. I remember a time I was offended by someone, and I thought I'd forgiven them, but I think I was willing to forgive them, but I hadn't forgiven them. Does that make sense? So this particular night, someone stir up something such that offense was just brought up yet again. And I remember going to my bedroom and I poured my heart out, and I was like, God, I never want this person to ever come to me. I complained. Then do you know the funny thing? At the end of it all, guess what happened? I saw God remove all that offense. Remove all that offense, remove all that bitterness, and help me to just forgive them. And then okay, love up on Danny. That's what I told him. Take all that and replace it with love. And so that's what happened, imagine. And the following day, akanisort na huyo mse, and we reconciled, and even now we're still friends. Only cause I involved God, and cause God ali intervene. Okay, supernaturally, guys, supernaturally. We didn't even have to talk about it to reconcile to evil. Imagine. Yeah, so and we're still friends. It has been removed completely. Yeah, so he says, I was a brute beast before you. And the thing that God is reminding me through this verse, this chapter, just the other day, I was really frustrated. I really was, because there's something I wanted, but due to some things, singeweza kupata immediately, and I wanted it immediately. Yeah, so nikakuja nika-complain ya Mungu, then I was like, God, don't throw verses at me. I just want you to say something else. I don't know. But then it's because the reason I was frustrated is because I'm trying to jump into a season where maybe I'm probably not even meant to be in yet. And yeah, so I poured my heart out, and then guess what he tells me? He reminds me that verse, yeah, no ear has heard, no eye has seen, no mind has conceived what Kenya Mungu atafanyia wenye wanampenda. You see? Yeah, tumekalia carpet, in case you're wondering. Yeah, so it happened like that. And then he goes on to say, after Mesema, I was a brute beast before you, even me. And then you guys notice how after I complain. Nakasema, when I tried to understand all this, it was oppressive to me. You know, guys, don't lean on your own understanding. Till I entered, he says his burden is light, his yoke is easy, his burden is light. Yeah? If God doesn't, kama Mungu mwenyewe to invite, you pour your heart out to him. Like, what? I mean, and then with God, it's not like the same thing with people. With God, utaenda umwagilie shida zako, and because he's Jesus, he'll carry your burdens for you. Mtu mwingine anaweza jaribu, but bado kuna place atafika kwambia, we enda uambie Yesu sasa, because penye imefika, only God can sort you. And honestly, most times, like all the time, only God can sort you completely. Even when you talk to a friend, eventually you have to talk to your daddy in heaven. So he says, surely, siapo, iko wapi? Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterwards you will take me into glory. Angalia tu. I love how when even you have a problem and you take it to God, you always come out with a different perspective, which is actually the truth. Because first of all, you go with your feelings there, but then when you spend time with God, anakupa different perspective, beautiful different perspective. Yet I'm always with you. You hold me by my right hand, you guide me with your counsel, and afterwards you will take me into glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? You feeling pressure, and earth has nothing I desire besides you. David was lovesick for God. Oh man, and I love that. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Yeah, and then he says, but those who are far from you will perish. You destroy all who are unfaithful to you. But as for me, it is good to be near God. Yay! Have made the sovereign Lord my refuge. I will tell of all your deeds. So guys, frustration to Jesus, offenses to Jesus, hatred to Jesus, anything really, Lord, anything really, just take it all to Jesus, and I'll tell you, you'll always come out with a different perspective, and you'll always come out lighter. Actually, you know how they say problem shared we have solved. With Jesus, he solves it all. Yote. So guys, just pour your heart out to God. Bye bye. Yeah, I'm shooting at 6 a.m. because of you guys. Nafaa kunilipa. Okay, bye.